legal talk is done, I'm going to go ahead and start the broadcast. Uh, hey!
Pirate movies, kids!
Yeah, don't do that. Anyways...
Do it.
Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group 2, or no, Group B, because I changed it so you can still search the last stuff without, getting everything mixed up. Anyways, this is Group B, Legends Lost, Episode 3. We have a full party here tonight, and I probably should have made sure everybody was at their mics before I just started, but anyways, we are going. Joining us as a new player, Derek controlled Jessica last session, and he is now controlling a character that you guys will get to meet later.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Not if I can help it.
Murder!
Not if I can help it. Derailed.
Blasphemy.
I don't think so.
Recapping last week's episode, and I will try and do this as quickly as possible. Started with the party leaving the gates of Forestfall, and heading towards... actually, it started with a discussion. The party was going to leave the gates of Forestfall and head towards the university. However, Hilpelry lied to you guys and said that in the city, what was the city of North Shore, she said was actually a, she lied and said was a very religious, beautiful city called Old Reldian, and that tourists love to visit. In Old Reldian, there is this giant crystal monolith called the Gift that governs the given wills of Ililia, which is a major religion in the world, the biggest religion in the world, and that it is a once-in-a-lifetime type of experience to go and see this monolith in person, and that the party would probably want to go see it. Everybody agreed and said, yeah, that sounds pretty cool, and we're pretty much out of leads for tracking down Winrona, other than, eventually scrying on her with the mirror. And everybody agreed. Halfway through the journey, you guys, the people who are from Ilil Nagai, noticed that Hilpelry was not leading you guys to Old Reldian. And it came up that instead she was trying to get to the city where the Sky Queen was born at. After seeing through her lies, the party decided to head straight north instead and go to Old Reldian anyways, just to see this artifact that was hyped up. From there, lots happened. Alright, so Hauzik went inside and saw the gift, saw different priests and scribes were recording messages from it, and questioned the whole basis of the given wills, which is that they believe the messages being sent from that rock to them are messages from their god, and is the will of their god. That is the first tenet of the given wills, which you guys then found out...
He got excommunicated, and he wasn't even a part of their religion.
Yeah. You guys then found out one of the reasons why Hilpelry failed her test is because religion is a major part of Ilil Nagai, and she is awful at it. She is just horrible at remembering that type of stuff. Even though she is very knowledgeable in the areas of war, tactics, grace, and other things that the Risen members need to be trained in. After Hauzik was kicked out of the gift, the rest of the party remained there to sightsee, and Hauzik wandered into... and I'm getting all my timings off because, once again, yeah, I stepped into this building and lots of things happened. Effie got taken away by the guards at the gift because once Hauzik revealed who she was, it turned out that Dilo Winrona was working on some secret business within the city. And the church never deals in secrecy. Like, it is not a thing on any type... Well, I guess if they're dealing in secret, it's not going to be on any historic record anyways. But as far as people know, you know, the church has never had private matters. The church, the Wills of Ililia are the type of religion that it's like, oh, you disagree with us? Okay, there's an army on your front door, and we're going to annihilate your culture. Hey, you guys are all believers in the Wills now. Awesome.
Nobody expects the Inquisition.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that, you know, they would be dealing in a private matter covertly is very, very interesting. Hauzik stumbled in to find them, find Effie talking to...
Stumble.
Yeah. Effie was talking to the governor of the region, Supreme Light Neldor, and found out that even the Supreme Light of this region, which there are only 6 of these people, and they are the 3rd highest authority in the country, even they were not privy to the information that was about to be discussed. Kelda Nellor. Anyways, she was kicked out of the meeting before it could begin, and Hauzik and Effie learned that the gift revealed a message. While it normally only communicates in blurred Sunscript, it sent a message during a guiding star, when the guiding star appeared, in pure common. And a pilgrim who was cleaning the temple that night saw it and recorded it, because there were no priests attend the temple at night. And after relaying the message to Effie, which was, I've never considered unraveling codes on Lot, she asked for more details about it, and the priest in charge of the city told Effie to figure out what that means. Your headmaster was deciphering that for us before she disappeared, and it's still a matter we're very interested in, so take her place. Effie wanted to know what happened to Dila, and Effie is a Terai. These people absolutely can't stand her, and the man gave her no other information before leaving. From there, Kelda had noticed Hauzik walking out, and had agreed not to reveal him hiding inside of the room that Effie and the priest were talking in exchange for him relaying what he learned to her. He does so and keeps his part of the bargain, as the party notices him giving up this information to her. And they race over to him, frustrated and angry. However, it appears that Kelda and Effie have some type of personal history that...
So, just in my notes, I don't have Kelda, I have Primata. Supreme Light Primata.
Yes, it is. You're right. I was just looking that up, and I was making sure I'm giving you guys the right name. Kelda Nuor is the Supreme Light of the Tide Gate. Lyra Primata is the Supreme Light of the Shattered Lands. All right. Supreme Light Primata. That is the one you guys talked to. Okay, I've just seen a lot of stuff that happened here, and I needed to have you guys last session roll a history check on that. Once again, lots of stuff happening with that stupid stealth check that I forgot about, so we'll start with that this session. Anyways, Supreme Light Primata exchanged information with Hauzik before saying she was doing nothing more than visiting the temple and praying, leaving the party. The party then scolded Hauzik, and we are going to pick up there on the streets of Old Reldian. Were little things that I think I glanced over, and I don't know if I mentioned. Kelda used a name for Effie that you guys have never heard before when she addressed her.
Yeah, it was like her full name.
Yes. You guys can remember that because it just happened. I won't make you roll like a history check on that if anyone wants to remember it. It is Ophelia.
How do you spell that?
It is O-P-H-E-L-I-A. Ophelia.
Oh, Ophelia. I thought you said Ophelia with the E.
No, it is Ophelia. She calls herself Effie.
I was totally expecting some weird-ass name.
No. And then, Then the other thing, roll a history check on, for those interested, this should have prompted you. For those who live in, Ilderon, you may roll a history check on Lyra Primata.
Damn, Rob.
Yeah! History checks have been my thing lately.
What's a +0?
You guys are going to know, Lyra Primata is the Supreme Light of the Shattered Lands. She is, for those who, got over a 14. So this is, does not apply to Hauzik. Anyways, she is the Supreme Light of the Shattered Lands, which is the region, just east or west of here. You guys.
The region that Hauzik is supposedly from, and Hauzik doesn't know the governor of it.
Yeah, that's not science, though.
Oh, I'm sorry, east of here, just east of here. You guys are in the Gift Lands. She is not the governor of the Gift Lands.
Yeah. Oh, didn't you want to put Hauzik in the Shattered Lands because he was a Shattered?
No, he is a Shattered. That is a race. These are Shattered Lands.
Okay.
Because this is this region just to the east of here is lands that get their name because a war was fought with a person known as a Shatterer, which is like a super evil historical figure, and they destroyed what used to be a Lil Nagai in this region. So these are kind of like resettled lands after the war. The Shattered Lands are. The Gift Lands, however, are not. Those are a different thing. You guys are in the Gift Lands, and I can draw that for you on the map of how subtle the difference is. Black line of the division right there. Amirian is going to Amirian's going to fall into the Shattered Lands over here. And then Old Relden is going to fall into the Gift Lands over there.
Okay.
My penmanship is not accurate because I have a mouse and not a tablet, so forgive me. But anyways, yes, you guys know, and these places border each other. So, it's not uncommon for her to be here, but you also know this is not the region she's in charge of. those who pass the history check. Anyways, you guys are on the streets of Old Reldian.
What time of day is it?
It is the afternoon. You guys have literally only did one thing here. You came, you saw the gift, you witnessed Effie talking to the priest, and that was it.
Ho
ho ho ho.
Well,
Any more trouble you want to get us in, Housing? Day's still young.
oh, I'm thinking about it. Like, there's something I want, but I don't think I'm going to get it anytime soon. So, instead, I would recommend we go shopping, and we stay up at an inn, and we get back on our merry way to the university.
What do we need to buy?
I don't know. It's a religious town. Maybe there's some cool books on religion and lore. Maybe there's some cool magical items we don't have.
All right. So you guys are going to go shopping?
Oh, I am. I don't know if anybody's going to come with me or not.
I know all I need to know about this religion.
Same.
I want to.
Effie's going to. Oh, what's up, Jordan?
Oh, sorry. What is Effie going to recommend?
No. Go ahead and you can go. I was just going to say she's going to start discussing while you guys are there.
Okay. Well, I was going to go start looking for books or magical +1 items.
Okay.
But Effie wants to discuss something first before I head out. I'd like to hear what she has to say.
As you guys are discussing what to do in the city, Effie is going to say to the party, well, we just got into town today. We can rest from traveling and then head out first thing in the morning or in the evening. But I think our prime concern is getting these artifacts in Hilpelry to the university.
I totally agree. Also, what was that second artifact?
There's only the one.
No, there was. Effie just said artifacts with an S. Also, our half-elf Urkus said artifacts with an S. Also, there's this red box that I've seen that nobody wants me to open for some ungodly reason.
I keep my diary in there. It's part of my religion.
While Effie is talking, she finishes her statement. She turns and looks around and says, "Wait, where is Hilpelry?" Everybody
that problem.
notices she is not with you guys. Hilpelry, for the first time, beat both Jessica and Housix, or not Jessica and Roman's perception check.
Well,
Rolling a 22.
Oh my gosh, he escaped the eyes of Sauron.
Not possible.
It gave her the ring. Fuck.
Oh.
Can't you track her, Urkus?
Survival checks.
Sure.
Can we track her?
Yes, Hilpelry also stands out like a sore thumb. She's not hard to find.
So I would run what, investigation?
Either or. If you guys want to, she was just standing next to you guys earlier as you were at this temple, and then she wasn't. So you can track her like footsteps where she was. You can do an investigation check and just walk around and ask people, "Have you seen a woman that looks like this?" Or you can do a perception check and just look around for somebody like her.
Roll perception.
Yeah. You guys, just tell me what checks you want to do and how you're doing them. If it's, I want to sit down and say a prayer to my God to find them and, roll a religion check.
I
might not be helpful.
Walking around and looking for him.
I want to sit down and say a prayer to my God.
Alright.
What God is that?
I rolled a perception and didn't do good. What?
I'm gonna roll this for curiosity. Amazing.
Tristan saying a prayer and
No, Halzik was saying a prayer.
No, yeah.
Where Bowie is.
God.
Who are you praying to?
The goddess who sent me on my test to build the ultimate weapon.
So very Halzik is going to and this is the second time in this campaign this god has been prayed to. Halzik is going to get a very clear reply in his voice, or in his head. Don't bother me. Like, he just hears that. The one other time this god was prayed to, the reply the person got was, "What?" So he's doing significantly better. However, you guys do know, the gods roam this world, so this person is becoming increasingly frustrated with people.
Yeah, because he's probably, like, at a poker table.
Other than that, crazy nat 20. That could have been helpful if you had prayed to any other god. But because of the god you're worshipping, there's a very specific reason why you got that reply.
I feel like the nat 20 should, like, work if he prayed to the god Aaliyah. He blasphemized it.
I should have prayed to that god just to see. Like, I need to know if this religion actually works. Tell me where this person is.
So, Roman is looking around. He is going to notice Hapelri. In the distance, not too far from you guys, because this conversation happens like Lyra says, "I'm just going inside to pray." You guys turn around and start discussing amongst yourselves as she walks in, and then you guys start looking around for Hapelri. As you're looking around for Hapelri, in the distance, Roman is going to notice somebody in a vivid sky blue dress stepping in sync with Lyra. Just noticing as like she's walking forward, this person is kind of rotating around your guys' point of view. She is talking to somebody in between you guys and the this person's blocking the view between you guys and her. She is stepping around him though.
Okay. I'm going to just continue stomping in that general direction.
Alrighty. The rest of the party, if Roman doesn't do it subtly, the rest of the party just notices Roman storm off.
Well, he did say stomping.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna get off.
I want to stomp politely.
My goddess and just go like, "Alright, I'm sorry to have bothered you. We found her. Bye." And just go, "Man, I wish all religions were that efficient." And start following.
I think Roman found her. I don't know if follow.
Stomp.
All right. Effie and Jessica are going to follow with you guys. As you guys get closer to Hapelri and the stranger talking, Hapelri is just going to be kind of looking over his head towards the party, and nodding and saying, yeah, just happened at night. It's the weirdest thing ever. Oh, they're coming over here. Alright, it's been great talking to you. I'm sorry, I have to go.
Wait a minute. I have a question. Did I see any of those lips moving?
Yes.
Because I can read lips. So I need to know how much of this conversation I got.
It appears she was answering questions. You come into the last part of the conversation. As it seems she was discussing what you guys had just discussed.
So, she discussed the mysterious message on the glowy rock of the gods.
That no one should know about.
Yes. By the way, she was not with you guys when Hauzik revealed that information.
Right.
But with her future sight, she saw it.
Yes.
Yeah, when she looks over my shoulder, I'm gonna turn around and look that way. How far away is everybody?
I'm helping you grill, dog! Oh.
Yeah, they are, by the time she, they're stepping towards her, and she calls out, they are within earshot, just, under 60 feet away, 40 feet in closing.
I'm just gonna look at them and just very casually say, "May I help you?"
You have my Hapelri.
Oh, we were just talking. She's a lovely girl.
She seems to have loose lips.
You don't know that.
I wouldn't say that. Knowledge should be shared. We should all come together and spread the information that we've come across.
I want to shake his hand and say, I also agreed that knowledge should be shared. But, after it has been, thoroughly investigated. Half-truths don't lead to good decisions.
I'll do a polite bow and kind of look at him like that's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Hapelri is going to gesture to him and then to Hauzik and say, Hauzik, Alo, Hauzik, he saved your life once. Can we go?
Wait. He saved my life, or I saved his life?
She slaps her face and says, future, sorry.
Huh, that's
That's why I groaned.
Wait, I saved his life, or he saves my life?
don't
Changing the tenses.
Hauzik,
Doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter.
I'm gonna say, wait. Are you a practitioner of divination as well? That's my specialty of magic, is divination, which is...
You're asking Hapelri that?
Correct.
What does Tristan say, JD?
I said, perhaps we could skip this entire rigmarole. We're not going to get a clear answer anyway.
Yeah, at that, Hapelri is going to point and say, that's probably the best. The forest spirits really aren't understood at all. I don't really understand it myself.
Well, I'd love to continue this conversation. Could I maybe buy you a glass of ale? We can all get to know each other and go sit down somewhere.
By the way, Derek, Hapelri has given Alo the information that we discussed earlier.
Okay, thank you.
In response to his offer, Tristan will say, no. I find the best way to get to know people is on the battlefield. So the sooner we find some sort of conflict, the better to get to know you. Perhaps test your skills and see if you do actually save someone's life.
How's it going to chime in? If you want some combat, you can go back to that temple and ask them about their religion. They tend to get really testy when you do that.
Yes, heresy tends to do that, doesn't it?
Okay.
I just wanted to know more about the religion, and then they get mad at me.
Well, I applaud your curiosity, sir.
Hipelri this whole time has been glancing back towards the temple that you guys were talking in earlier, keeping her attention on him. And as you guys suggest that, she says, "No, we probably shouldn't go anywhere back near that temple. Maybe an inn on the other side of town."
Okay, do we notice her, or like, is it noticeable? Or
oh yeah, she seems nervous.
Like, you know what? The look she has on her face, I'm gonna believe that.
No, I believe it.
Yeah.
And I want to punch it.
you want to punch her look on her face?
No.
I was like, that's just rude.
Is there something, like an individual she's looking at, or can I make like a perception roll to see if there's something, or is it something that she knows and I wouldn't be able to look at or detect?
Yeah, you can, perception check would be looking at the temple, insight check would be trying to read her body language. 17, she looks pretty nervous. It's, just judging from the whole conversation you had with her, it seemed like she was more so using you, as a wall to hide behind, than actually interested in your guys' conversation.
I'm gonna kind of like quietly say to her, "Is there somebody troubling you? I can gladly protect you for the information you just shared with me."
She is.
Can I see them talk?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys are all here talking together. Unless you guys
Yeah,
tell me
I'm
you're
not-
doing something subtly, I'm just assuming, you know, you're just doing.
Well, he said he whispered, but I wasn't like sure if it was like a group whisper or.
Yeah, I was just trying to, if there was somebody watching her, I didn't want them to be able to see us noticing them. But just in the general vicinity, you all can hear me easily.
Let's see. I'm just going to roll her a percentage die on how intelligently she communicates this. And she is going to start rambling and say, well, it's not that there's somebody watching me. Well, I'm watching me, and there are things that need to change that I think I can change, that I want to, that I'm trying to.
Do you want to go to the inn somewhere away from here then?
Let's go somewhere far away and discuss this somewhere, you know, not out in the open, near where I guess the point of conflict is.
Sounds good to me.
She points and says, "Yes, that is great. That way."
See, lead the way.
All right.
Brandon, can you keep your Facebook open on like your other screen or something?
What screen is it on? Oh, okay, so you can message me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I will make sure I do that, because Facebook rings with notifications, so that makes it easier for me to hear.
You can whisper in here, can't you?
Yeah,
No
you
point.
can whisper. It also comes up on my screen, though, for, you know, people
true.
watching.
Yeah.
Anyways, it is, up, and, let me close this and close that. Yeah, so, Jessica has it, and, she is, holding that thing close to her chest.
I couldn't remember if it was given back or not.
Okay. Anyways, As you tug on it from her grip, it is not a very subtle thing. She says nothing to you, but just clinging to it very intently. Everybody is going to notice Howzik tugging on the lead box Jessica is holding. Howzik can make a strength check to lift her off of the ground.
No, I'm not going to fight that little demon.
I'm gonna ask him what's he doing. Make sure he's aware that he's pickpocketing her.
It is not a pickpocket at all. Jessica is holding something, and Howzik just places his hand on it and starts tugging. Yeah, she does not at all seem affected by his tug, though.
Yeah. It was worth a shot.
Just gonna reach into my pocket, grab a knuckle, politely ask Howzik to quit it.
I hate information that's being withheld from me.
And I hate people with boundary issues.
Well, Howzik, I think you and I are gonna be good friends.
I agree.
I should have never left the tide gate.
Alright, so as you guys are heading to the let's see, you guys are in the center of town. Literally any direction but where you're at. Looking for a place to stay for the night. Would you guys be looking for aristocratic? That is where Hilpelri's tastes are going to be.
Slummiest place possible.
I like the middle class.
Now hold on. Roman has a point. Perhaps it would be best if we try to lay low for a bit. After all, one of us recently blasphemed in a local temple.
I don't believe it's blasphemous trying to get knowledge from others.
Do you?
Shouldn't be.
But
no
they
sense
do.
of self-awareness, do you?
And they do, and this is their city, so it's bad.
They should have nothing to hide.
Tell me, are you familiar with the phrase, when an Ililnagai do as Ililnagalians do?
God, is that such a phrase?
You're asking your god? Or
No,
you're
no.
asking...
my God is again.
Yeah, at any time you can say a prayer.
I was asking the DM.
Yeah, that is a phrase in this world, but it applies to more than just that.
Yes, I actually just kind of made that up, so... Hey, look at that, me and Brandon with this hive mind thing going on.
Well, I mean, it's just an idiom that is, or I think that's the word I'm looking for.
Alright. Alright. Next time I'll pray to their god and see what happens.
Alright.
I'm sorry, run that by me one more time?
Well, I mean, when an Illuminagai do what Illuminagalians do, apparently they pray to this god who writes in Sunscript, so...
Well, they also threaten nosy warlocks, so...
they also rage war on people whose religion does not see the theirs. So I guess I could do that too.
We're a melting pot, truly.
The Tide Gate's a melting pot.
Well, I'm not a separate nation.
Yeah.
That's the cool part.
Alright. So...
Anyway, some place possible will be fine.
Alright, first of all, and you guys can completely ignore Hilpelri's suggestion. Continuing with sightseeing, she suggests there are 6 large temples inside of Ililnagai. If you bathe in each temple in each region, then you are considered to be blessed for that year, and that's kind of a sacred pilgrimage a lot of people undertake as they travel to each one of these and bathe in each temple. and there is a very nice tavern right outside one of the temple, or rather the temple that is in Old Reldian. There is one in each capital city of each region. Anyways, ignoring her suggestion, the slummiest place you guys can absolutely find, you guys are in a circular marble city with a stone white wall around it. There is a killing field around this city. However, there are a couple wooden traveler stations outside each of the gates of just small neighborhoods that have been built up outside the gates. They are made completely of wood. There is a inn at the southern gate, known as the Charming Traveler Inn. That would probably be the slummiest place here. You guys could travel to the north side of the city and look outside the gate there. But you'd probably be looking at the same amount of style and class. If you guys want anything else, you'd have to tell me some checks you're doing. That's just general information. You guys pass that coming in.
Which one's furthest from the monument?
The one outside the city gates is the furthest. The entire city is a circle, so everything is further away from where you guys are at.
Okay, so north or south, either one's the same distance?
Yes.
Which one's closer to the baths?
The closest one to the bath is on the is just east of the central part of the city. It is a large temple you guys can see. Hilpelri told you there is a inn in front of it, but she didn't tell you which one there is.
Well, I mean, which of the two slummy ones is closer to the baths? Oh. Or is that also, like...
No, the only slummy one you guys know is the Charming Traveler. I was saying you could look for another slummy inn on the other side. I'm just telling you guys what you guys know walking through town.
Gotcha. I thought you said there was one on the north and there was one on the south, and then...
Yeah, there's wooden slums built up outside the city walls.
Okay.
You guys came in from the south gate, so you know what's in the south side of town.
Gotcha.
I was going to say, I know which one I want to go to.
The one on the north side, obviously.
Whichever's the nicest.
South side?
What was that, Derek?
I said whichever one's the nicest.
Oh,
the one
okay.
I go to.
So you guys have 2 votes for the nicest and 2 votes for the slummiest. Urkus, give me a tiebreaker. And Hauzik, where are you voting?
I vote for the nice one.
Alright.
I didn't want super nice, but if super nice is all I have, like, I want a medium. Is what I really want. Like, not one where the rich nobles don't go to, but the one where I'm not going to get mugged by going to.
Look,
you guys kind of get
mugging's part of the experience.
No, I'm like a spoiled type of rich kid. I kind of carry myself that way, and I would expect nothing.
Oh yeah, I didn't give you a chance to describe Alo to us. Hilpelri kind of rushed that along. Yeah, do you want to describe him?
He's a fairly tall, slender, Brindori for this world, but a wood elf would be his classical race. He wears very fine white robes. You can tell it's a little bit bulky for his frame, so you suspect there's probably some armor underneath. He's got a long sword, well, actually a short sword, sorry, and a shield. Just like a small little buckler on his left arm. And he's, like I mentioned, he kind of carries himself with like an air of importance and a bit of nobility. Pretty lightly traveled otherwise, doesn't have a lot of stuff with him. You probably pick up already, he's very interested in knowledge. I don't know if you heard whenever Hipari and I were talking, but he's a very curious type of character. Asks a lot of questions, wants to know all he can. So that's him in a nutshell, basically.
Alrighty.
Me and him will get along very well.
I agree.
And for Urkus, where was that final vote going? You tying it up again, or are you just gonna say fine, whatever?
I mean, I didn't really want super fancy either, but
I never wanted this.
I didn't ask for this.
I didn't ask for this.
Well, wait, if he chooses Slimmy, then that means Effie's the final vote.
Yeah, Effie and Jessica.
Tristan rolls his eyes and says, "Fine, let's do middle class if it'll help us get along."
All right.
So now we need to look for a different end. It's middle class.
If I pay, we all agree to go to the nicest one we can find. Is that agreeable to everybody?
Whoa. And then we said middle
If
ground?
you're footing the bill, then might as well.
I would like to warn, Alo, that one of us eats a metric buck ton if he's going to foot the bill.
It makes you go food though.
Tristan will glare at Hausak.
Well, I mean, I think he needs to get
No problem.
into.
Ooh, excuse me. All right. So, Alo is footing the bill, and everybody's agreed to that.
Seems like.
Sure.
All right. So,
He has no idea what he's getting himself into.
you guys find the nicest place in Old Reldian, and that is going to be an inn, the inn that Hipelri suggested, outside of the massive temple towering over the town. It is called the Vanishing Phoenix.
I hate it already.
Wonderful. Stepping inside of this place, it is crowded. It is beautiful. It seems there is a staff member attending to every person inside of here.
Oh god, it's an Apple store.
The main attraction though, there is a kind of not second floor, but a large elevated stage that is a well 9 feet in the air, kind of tilted down with platforms on each on kind of like a reverse. Oh my god, those things are jumping away from my mind that you sit on for football games.
Bleachers?
Yes, like reverse bleachers. They're elevated in the air and slanted towards you guys with a flat bleacher section for each performer standing. There seems to be there is a conductor leading some sort of musical performance. The performers on the bleachers are dancing and singing, and one person is reading from a book as they're doing it. They are providing entertainment for those closest to the stage and under it. However, from where you guys are at, it is being drowned out by the large number of people within this bar.
I'm just gonna go up to the front and ask for the nicest rooms they have.
Alrighty, they're able to give them to you for 12 gold a room. They have beds for 4 gold bed. Each room you can fit 3 people in.
I'm just gonna look at the person who's quoting me the price. I'm gonna say, "Dear friend, I'm Alo Galanadel, a famous researcher from Artisarai. You should let me and my friends stay here for free tonight." And I'm going to use command on them, and the word I'm going to choose is accept.
Damn, again!
Alright, now, let me double check the text of command, because,
I just pasted it in D20.
Okay. You speak one word command to a creature. Okay, and you are burning it. He is going to roll a spell check or rather a will save against your spell save DC.
Something else I want to do before you roll it, though, is I have the wizard ability Portent, and what I can do, see if I can paste it in here. Can I put this in chat? There we go.
Potent.
No, I rolled these. I rolled these before the game, just figured I'd have them stored up. I rolled a 10 and a 19. And I can pick one. I'm gonna have him use the 10, so he can add his modifier to it. And I have to. Those are good until I do another long rest.
Okay. Where did you roll those?
Like after I do the character, I can do another 2d20.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll those now. Watch this just be 2 nat 20s.
That would be bad. He can still spell his roll though. What is the command for 2?
/R space 2d20. There you go.
All right.
6 and a 10.
So I have a 6 and a 10, so I'm gonna store 1, and I'm gonna use the 6 now for his roll.
Okay. So you are going to cast that spell on him, and he is going to fail that check. You guys are going to watch Alo talking to this guy before he says, who? Wait, yeah. That seems like a good idea.
Right, come along. Let's see these rooms.
As you walk by, Effie, following behind you, is going to say, that's technically illegal here.
Illegal. Man has laws, the gods have laws. I can't keep up with all of this. I have my own concerns and mission in life, and I do what I can and what I must for myself and those around me. If you want to go to the shady side of town, you're more than welcome to.
Effie is going to put a hand in front of you and say, it's also illegal for me to be in here, but I'm just going to look to draw up some fun while we're here. Just anyone.
Well, if you need some help with your appearance, I can certainly change the way you look. Just speak with me and we can arrange that.
She shakes her head. One of the things you guys are going to notice that Effie is eyeing, in the center of this tavern, there is a empty, very small arena. It is a dueling circle.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, wait. I want to get in on this, too.
I'll be in my room.
As you guys are being led towards your room, the innkeeper is going to be just walking, seeming very confused, just kind of scratching his head as he leads you guys towards the rooms. Anyways, he shows you to a series of 3 rooms. One room is an actual room that, as he mentioned, 3 people can fit in. The other 3 are small, basically what amounts to elongated closet spaces with enough room just to squeeze a bed in there and to walk next to it.
The nicest hotel. What a joke.
Well, they are also have to have as much possible rooms for people as they can. This is also the most popular place.
As we're walking up, before everybody kind of decides where they're going, I'm gonna say to Pelry, I really enjoyed speaking with you earlier, and I'd love to continue our conversation. If you don't mind, would you maybe join me in my room?
Hapelri...
Man, this guy moves fast.
Yeah, Hapelri is going to nod absent-mindedly and say, yes, but after, of course, I visit the temple. I mean, if we're going to be staying here the night, there's no reason that I can't.
Sure, of course.
The room seats 3 people, by the way, too. I don't know how many of you guys there are. You guys have enough space for 6 people.
There's 8 of us.
There's 8 of us.
Yeah, you guys have enough space for 6 people. You can squeeze somebody into one of the other rooms, or you can talk to the innkeeper.
Chance talking to the innkeeper.
I don't know if that'll work twice. I was hoping to get enough for everybody, but we can make it work.
Did we get 1 room or 2? I thought we got 2 rooms.
You have 1 room and 3 rooms that have beds in it. Or rather, I should say it like this. You have 1 large room and 3 small rooms.
It should be enough for 8 people. You might have to sleep
on the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, we got 2 people sleeping on the floor. Everybody's buddying up with somebody in bed, apparently.
Alright, we got rooms for remote, so we got that taken care of.
As you guys are settling in, things. All right. So first thing is first. Jessica is going to take a room to herself, and she gestures to one of these smaller rooms and says, "I think I should take this one, and I'll just keep guard of." And she looks to Hausick and then to the box and says, "The thing."
Yeah, probably a good idea.
You do that.
I really want to know what the thing is.
You may or may not find out. Hoping towards may not.
And Effie is going to crack her knuckles and says, "I don't like visiting the temples, but I like beating up a bigot or 2 in each city I go to. Can one of you guys watch her and keep her mouth shut?" Pointing at Hopelry. Hopelry is going to place a hand on her chest and say, "I'm wounded."
Effie, actually.
How's this going to stretch out his arms and go, "I need to test out a few of my ideas that I've been coming up with as far as equipment goes. I may join you, Effie, on the way down."
She nods, heading downstairs.
I will be following Effie.
Okay. So you guys are leaving Tristan, Alo, and Tristan, Alo, and no, not Jessica, Urkus, and Hopelry.
Yeah.
Before I go downstairs, I want to whisper to Urkus and Tristan.
Okay.
Can you guys keep an eye on our new friend? I don't trust him.
Yeah, I suppose so.
To
Tristan
avoid
looks
this,
towards
but
Jessica and says, "You want to just sit outside their door and listen?"
Brandon, you said Hopelry was injured?
Yes, emotionally.
Yes, she said, "I am wounded."
Yes.
Ouch, that hurt.
It was not a Genji. I need healing.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha. I can't. So I was going to offer, but okay, I can't heal mentally.
Yeah, I mean, if
it was Effie didn't trust, and she's like, "I'm wounded."
Yeah, if
you don't trust me?
If Alo's like the type of person that's like, "Oh, she's wounded, I'll just heal her." You can roll an insight check for that. And you just be like, "Oh, wait, here you go."
So am I and Hopelry just kind of hanging out at the hotel again?
I'm still still seeing what everybody is doing. So Urkus and Tristan.
Hopelry gonna go to the temple?
Yes. I'm sending. I'm getting a list of everything everybody's doing, and I'm telling you guys how it plays out.
Yeah, I'll just go with her and oh yeah, I can't remember the name. Alo.
Okay, yeah, I'll go there too. I mean, my default thing for my character is go to the library or go find books anywhere I can. So if that's where they're going to go, I'm sure I can find something interesting there.
Alrighty. And Tristan?
Tristan and Jessica are going to go keep an eye on Alo.
Okay. Jessica...
Weren't Alo And Effie going to go and talk in a room somewhere?
No, Alo and
Hilpelri
were after Hilpelri visits the temple.
Okay. Then we'll just wander along with that guy and
okay.
Kind of just watch him for a little bit.
Alright, so handling everybody's set of things. The first group heading downstairs, Effie is going to look around the room and point to a table that seems filled with risen members. They are... it is a set of... Let's roll a d4. It is a set of 3 members of the Risen. They seem a medium age and not just students. However, from the straight patterns on their dresses, Effie's going to narrow her gaze and say, "Risen from the School of Purity. I hate them." She looks back to Roman and says, "These are the religious ones."
Yeah. My least favorite are honor.
I have no strong opinion, but they don't seem to like me very much.
Effie is going to
Understatement of the century there, Havoc.
Effie is going to walk straight to their table, placing a hand on it, interrupting their conversation. And she is going to point to the dueling arena and look at the woman who was leading the conversation and say, "You, me, in the arena, duel of honor." The woman looks around and says, "Excuse me?" Effie is going to lean down and say, "I didn't stutter. I'm a Terai stepping foot inside of your sacred city. Don't you want to attack me?"
Oh my god, I'm falling in love.
Everybody in the immediate region is going to look towards Effie. And as she gets several people's attention, she's going to hold up her hands and say, "Yeah, don't you guys just want a legal chance to kill me?" Several people are going to stand up at the opportunity. And
I am missing a good time.
she gestures to the arena. A small line forms. Effie steps inside.
Hold up.
Effie, you're gonna take all the fun.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be fair. Let's rotate.
Tag team!
Yeah, like, Effie does a fight, the Shattered will step up and be like, "Yeah, I just insulted your god earlier today. Pretty sure you went around with me, too."
So, where is Tristan at this point?
You guys are walking through the end towards the exit. You see Effie at a table talking to Risen members. She is gesturing around herself and making a small scene.
She's
Small.
gesticulating wildly.
Yes.
Tristan's hand palm should be felt across the cosmos.
There's a disturbance in Brock Brooks' force. It's like, I haven't felt a hand palm like this in a while.
I just imagine like Brock looking up from a table. Tristan?
It's like, where are you?
As she is making her claims and you guys are figuring out how to set this up, a man walks forward from the other side of the bar, watching all of this happen, and he says, "Excuse me, Miss Madam Freedomfall, you were invited here by Shiezro. You have business you should be attending to. I handled your documents earlier." She huffs out and says, "I still need my exercise." He looks to the line of people waiting and says, "A duel of honor with a Terai is fought to the death. But her, an exception has been made in her case. She is handling business of the church." People look pretty defeated at this. Several people step out of line.
Is Hauzik able to get in on this?
Yeah, Hauzik can duel her or somebody else.
No, I was talking about, I turned to Effie and I was like, "Yo, can we make this rotation?" And then I reminded everybody of what I did at the temple.
Yes, you can. The man sitting there seems to he seems to be a some sort of official. However, you guys have not known any officials that aren't members of the Risen. He begins talking to the first person in line. Effie rolls her neck and says, let's get this. Let's just get this on. Let's just get this started with. I'll take the first one. Hauzik takes the second. Roman takes the third, and we'll just keep switching until we're out of people.
Fine by me.
Works for me.
The first man in line begins booing at you guys. As he does, the choir overhead changes the song they're singing. Instead, it and the person reading changes the text they're reading.
Mortal Kombat.
Actually, the song they're singing is increased in pace. However, the person reading the text begins reading different wills related to life and how it should be treated and respected. Alright, so the first person fighting Effie, and we will handle this very quickly. The first person fighting Effie is a muscular woman. She seems to be a pilgrim coming to the church, or at least on some sort of pilgrimage. It doesn't seem like she is from this city. She bows to Effie, showing her more respect than anybody else here has. As they bow, a member from the table that you guys are that Effie originally sat at, one of the Risen members stands up and starts talking to the man who is talking to the people in line. She steps over to the arena, and from the weapon rack there, she hands both Effie and the woman a dueling cane. They go at each other. Even though you guys have never seen Effie use a weapon before, she thoroughly bludgeons this woman half to death in nearly just a few seconds, breaking the cane against the other woman's cane, taking the other woman's cane, and holding it over her. That is the difference between a 17 and a 1. After such a display, a couple more people step out of line. And as they do, you guys are going to see there are 2 different orders dining here. You guys are going to see one of the specialists from one of the orders step into the back of the line. It is the armored specialist. The next person who steps into the arena is a very pale woman who looks kind of afraid, looking back at Effie. She stands in front of Howzik. The Risen member says, or looks to Howzik and says, "Are you a Terai here on business with her too?"
I'm not a Terai, but I am on business with her. I'm from the university.
She nods, taking out a small leather bound notebook and scratching in it with charcoal, before looking back at the woman and saying, "This is also not a duel to the death." The woman nods nervously at Howzik. She pulls out a dagger from her sleeve. The Risen member shakes her head and grabs another set of dueling canes and hands one to Howzik and one to the woman.
I turned back to her and I was like, if she wants to use her own weapon, I'm willing to use my own weapon. And I summoned my pack, one of my pack weapons. I'll summon my pack rapier so as not to thoroughly intimidate her with the other ones I had saved up.
The Risen member is going to say, "We are not savages. This is a civilized duel in here."
And then I just dismiss it and I go, whatever.
The woman is, she's going to take the cane as soon as the Risen member hands it to her and charge at Howzik.
Alright.
What's Howzik want to do?
Can I attempt to trip her since she charged at me?
You can. Go ahead and roll me a D20. It is a strength check if you're not a battle master to try and trip somebody.
Strength check?
Battlemaster.
Battle masters have a trip attack they can do, which, you know, rolls on their attack roll.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when I level up it.
Alright.
I rolled a 6.
So, as this happens, lots of things are going to happen in one flurry of motion. She takes the cane, lifts it above her, and runs straight at Howzik, like about to bring it down. Howzik is going to try and trip her stepping forward. The member of the Risen is going to step in front of both of you guys, placing her hand on each of your chests, pushing you guys back. The member hits, or the lady hits the Risen member in the back of the head with a well-placed strike. However, it does not knock her down. Bleeding from the back of her head, she holds a hand to it and looks back at the woman and says, "There is honor to an honor duel." The woman looks ashamed, and she is going to roll a die for morality. She is going to come up high on that, blushing, and she is going to yield.
I'm going to dust off my clothes and go, well, that was an anticlimactic.
The woman is going to step out of the ring, holding the back of her head, and she's going to say, "I can't officiate these anymore." She's going to look towards the order of people in the room. Are the Order of Sun Yith members in the room, and start walking in that direction. The next person who steps into the ring seems to be a merchant of the ruby. She is a wider, more broad-set woman, wearing very lavish rubies, and she's going to look back to the member of the Risen and say, well, just because it's not officially being recorded in Alil Nagai's records doesn't mean, we can't have a friendly spar.
Oh, not at all.
Man, he's gonna get to have all the fun.
Alright, so Roman steps into the ring with this merchant, and the merchant is going to gesture back to one of her servants and say, I always have my servants carry around a dueling cane for me. She gestures to the wall of dueling canes for Roman, and says, when you're ready, darling.
Oh, I don't need one.
Oh.
But if it's tradition, fine.
Roman is going to see, as he's just looking back and forth at all of this. Roman is going to see there is a all of the canes on the wall are a very fine wooden craft. There is also a small indented ridge on her cane. It is metal, the ridge is. You see a servant cleaning it with a cloth before finally handing it back to the woman. She did not beat the all-seeing eye of Sauron. The cloth she rubbed it down with was wet.
Why does this always happen to me?
Well, you guys were the ones who decided to step in with Effie. You can very well see this was
she doesn't end up with agents of the Ruby Alliance with potentially dirty weapons.
Yeah.
That's my shtick.
Well, you guys can, clearly start putting together 1 + 2 + 3. See what she can do. Take out the official member. Kill her. But anyways, it's, now falling on Roman. But anyways, he's a friend of hers, so why not?
I'm gonna...
Alright.
I want to do something cool, but I have to roll checks and it'll fail terribly.
She bows to you, and then...
Touch yourself.
Wait. Can I make a request?
Yes, you can.
If you get to use your preferred weapon, why don't I get to use mine? I mean, if you're gonna cheat, I might as well get to cheat.
She's going to look terribly offended and say, "This is an official dueling cane. It was
with metal."
She says the gold inlining is just a fashionable touch.
Yeah.
My craftsman
right.
on it.
Look, hon, I'm not stupid. Your canes? I know tricky shit when I see it.
She's going to snap to her servant and say, Kraylor, provide this man with one of the nicer ones.
You didn't answer my question. I said my preferred one.
She shrugs and says, if it's a dueling cane, then you are allowed to use it.
It's not. But, you know, just so you know, you needed a handicap to lose.
You say it's a hand... Say that one more time?
She needed a handicap to lose.
Oh, man! She looks offended at that.
Also, what exactly is a dueling cane weapon-wise? Is it like a...
It is a, you can use it as a one-handed sword.
Also, is it a finesse weapon?
Yeah, you would use it like a rapier. However, it would only deal a D4 of damage if you tried to, like, kill somebody with it.
Yeah. I normally only do D4 damage.
It is basically a, rapier, wielded as a wooden club, and...
How dirty is it to punch somebody?
I mean... That's, up to Roman to decide. Most of the time, as you saw when Effie broke her cane, it's pretty much not against the rules, but it's a duel of honor. It's dishonorable to punch them, so she took the other woman's cane and then started hitting her.
Oh, okay.
Effie, like, hit the woman, she blocked, her cane broke, and she took the woman's cane and started hitting her before the woman yielded.
Okay.
So, you can punch somebody, but if you're dueling for your honor, you know, it's just like, well, you know, you also,
yeah, well, this is unofficial.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah, definitely.
I'll elbow in the face.
Yeah, it's your choice.
Okay.
Anyways, she, bows to you and raises, her cane.
I'm gonna
raise my cane.
Yeah, there's a servant next to you offering a similar cane with a gold inlet on it. He does not polish it.
No. I don't trust you.
Alright, you use one of the wooden
yeah,
canes.
let's take the wooden one.
She waits for Roman to make a move.
I'm gonna...
She is stepping around you, by the way. Just watching.
I'm gonna kind of come in from the right and, like, jab it in her side.
Okay, roll me an attack roll.
Okay, so it's what?
1d20, plus this, would count as a short sword for you. So you can add your proficiency bonus and your dexterity.
So it does a D4?
Yeah, if you're hitting her with lethal damage.
Yeah, what's the command? -R or -roll?
/R or roll. Either one works.
Ugh.
Alright, she is going to deflect your attack as you come to...
Does it matter that I have extra attack and stuff, or... it's kind of informal.
Yeah, we're just going to do this round by round. I will allow you to attack her a second time. However, this round she deflects your attack and very swiftly she is going to
how swiftly is it?
She deflects and immediately two hands on this thing brings her cane to the side of Roman's face, stopping just before hitting you, and she like a very quick attack right at the side of your face. She stops and says, "Yield."
So wait, did I lose, or is this one of those like, I got you, bitch, so you should just give up?
Yeah,
I got you, bitch.
It is. You have not lost. it is over when one of you guys yields. You know she has something on her weapon. She doesn't seem to want to hit you with it. However, she had a clear shot at your face.
She's dumb for letting me have a second chance. I'm trying to take the weapon.
Try and take her weapon?
Yeah.
You can. Roll another d20 this round. That is a strength check.
So just like a straight saving roll?
Yeah, you're just trying to rip it out of her hand. It's
This
athletics.
should be.
Yeah, sorry. It's athletics check.
It doesn't matter. I don't have proficiency. Or no, it's the same score.
All right. So you guys are all going to clearly see this. Like, you know, whoever wins is staying in the ring to keep dueling. You guys are all going to see Roman get beat. Like, you know, Roman attacks. She parries expertly, moving, you know, very quickly. Like, this blow would have cut off his head had she had a sword. And she stops right next to his neck, you know, telling him, all right, you lost. You did good. Yield now. And Roman is going to put his hands on this weapon and just yank it straight out of her hands. Roll me a Constitution save. As you wrap your hands around the dueling cane, the sides of it shift slightly, and the underneath the ridge, the corner of it that goes underneath the wood that's next to it actually has a blade as it presses down. It nicks your hand.
Tristan golf claps.
Alrighty, so let us see the poison she is using.
Yay!
Woo!
Twice now.
Again by a knife or a blade.
By cheating.
By cheat.
You just can't join any fighting circles, man. You can't. Like,
The
every
power should have
time.
told me that.
Well,
instead of
see-
staying up in boats.
This time,
Look.
You weren't-
Next time you plan on getting into a fighting ring, just let me cast protection from poison on you.
yeah, this time,
I'll remember this.
as it lined up, I was just like, oh, at least he'll see the poison this time, and he'll be like, no, I'm not messing with that dirty shit. And, you know, he saw the poison, and then he's just like,
Oh no!
oh, yeah,
Way dumber than this time.
let's go. That's fine. Let's
Your
see.
approach to it was essentially herp derp.
Oh!
So kudos.
Oh, what happened, Brandon?
I'm dead. See you
You...
next week.
No, you're not dead. You're fine. You are fine.
You're
And,
completely fine.
Oh, good.
uh...
Wait for the butt.
No, you're fine, because, your save is a attack against the poison, and, the poison's, DC is, 13, and you rolled a 13, so, yeah, you're good. So,
Fuck it. Poison.
you're going to, like, you're gonna feel this ridge, as it, goes down, and it is about to slit your finger. Immediately as it does, you're gonna pull back your finger, you know, sucking on it and, you know, shaking for a minute. And as you do on the blade, the ridge pops back up instantly. It was like a very just split small thing. You
Do
are
I
now.
not get to keep the stick?
No,
the
you are
stick?
now holding it, but you know how to hold it safely.
Cool. So I'm gonna spin it into position, and just be like, yield.
So you now have 2 sticks. Or rather, I guess you dropped your own stick.
No, I have both.
Dual wield.
I always dual wield. That's the Roman Drake way.
Let's see if she is, she's going to, look back to, she's going to look back to Effie, who would have been the next one to step in the ring, and, look to you and say, you're a wild man. She'll put up both of her hands and say, I yield. She gestures for her cane back.
Can I? No, it's made of metal. I'll break it. I'll break my own knee.
Poison your own knee too.
I'll throw it at her as like jerky as possible.
Not cheating my ass.
It's not cheating. It's like yeah. Play fair next time. And tell the Rubia line to get better poison.
She is going to look aghast and say, "I would never." Looking to her servant.
You're not unique.
And nodding to him. There are
something unique New York.
Alright, so we're just going to blow through these last few. And we will come back to the last one. So the next person who steps up to fight Effie as she steps into the ring.
I'm gonna keep a sharp eye on these folks.
Yeah, the next person steps up. It seems that the person, the man who is talking to each member in line, is telling each one of them who Effie is and that she is not to be killed. He says nothing about you guys. I don't even know them. Anyways, Effie is going to beat the next woman who steps into the ring very thoroughly. The next person who steps in against Housick, roll me a d20 attack roll against him if you want to attack, or if you just want to defend against his attack, I'll just allow you to roll the flat one. Anyways, it is a young man who seems pretty eager to prove himself.
Okay, I can roll it with dexterity, right? Because it's like a rapier.
Yes.
Alright, and I have proficiencies with that, with martial and simple weapons, so I can add my proficiency bonus to it as well. Correct?
Alright, believe in yourself. Okay. It is a simple weapon. But,
okay.
Yeah.
5. I rolled an 18.
Yeah, he rolled a 5. Alrighty. Going through the final person in line.
Housick's very upset that he's not able to use his own weapons.
The next person in line is actually a member of the clergy.
Let's get it right up, remember.
Yeah, he would be fighting. Oh, he'd be fighting Roman actually.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I rolled for Effie there. All right. So, what's Roman doing? Is he attacking or defending? And just roll me a d20.
I'm going to attack.
All right, roll me a d20.
That works so well. So like d20 plus proficiencies.
Yes. All right. This guy rolled a nat 1.
Thank you, God!
Which I had already rolled for Effie, and I was like, man, she's gonna lose this one. That's a 3. Anyways, the man holding his dueling cane actually goes to cast a spell instead of attacking with it, and you hit him in the face. He yields before another round.
I like how Roman gets all the cheaters.
Had that been Effie and he not rolled a 1, that would have been something totally different. Alright, we'll come back to you guys for the final duel. Anyways, the other group heads to the temple. As you guys are walking across the street, there is, outside of this temple, there is, just like you saw inside of the inn, except without a choir, there's a group of people sitting in... Oh, what's up, Robert?
Oh, never mind, I'm picking up on Jordan's stuff.
Oh, okay. There's a group of people sitting on a bench in a small garden area outside this temple. There's steps that lead forward. This temple is elevated probably a good 10 feet above like the ground level just to get to the entranceway of it. Before that, there are small sets of gardens, and there's a group sitting in front of this garden listening to a person read. It seems that they are instructing these people on history, and outside of the steps, and even lining some of the steps, there are merchants selling glowing bundles of flowers. Hipelri stops to buy one bundle, and as she's walking into the as she's walking up the stairs and talking to the rest of the party with her, she looks back and says, "Oh, you guys can each have one of my flowers. You're supposed to raise them yourself, but you know, with traveling around so much, who has time for that?"
Oh, well, thank you.
I'll accept it and ask, what are the flowers for?
She points to the temple and says, "You're supposed to leave them in the pools of the temple. You should leave one in in each temple you visit, and of course it's more special if you grow them on your own, but it's just tradition, I suppose."
Hmm.
The flowers are kind of diffracting light around them, and they're just kind of making a little rainbow aura.
Could I hear what they were reading as we walked by?
Yes, they were instructing on history, specifically about the Sky Queen. The Sky Queen that had recently died.
So something
6
I'm probably
years ago.
pretty familiar with.
Yes.
Okay.
This Sky Queen began crusades around the world and eradicated several religions. They are speaking on her devoutness and how she was selected to be the next Sky Queen. Anyways, as you guys step inside of the temple, the first area here, just past the Narthenex, is a large Narthenex. That one, yeah. Anyways, it is a large, just huge Olympic-sized pool. There are several people. Or rather, there are actually about a dozen people inside this pool at any one point. It is chest deep for them standing in it, and also floating inside of the water are just a plethora of seed lilies everywhere. The flower you guys are holding. Hilpelri is going to walk to the edge of the water and kneel down and place her hand in it, and then dump her or drop her entire bundle of flowers into it. They just begin to float away in there.
We'll do the same.
Yeah, I'll go up and do it. Sure, why not? Sure, why not?
All right. So no eyes of one eye of Sauron is with you. Okay.
Yeah.
So as Urkus puts his flower in the pool, it immediately begins to dim.
The flower or the pool?
Yes. The flower begins to dim. All of the other flowers are still lit. Are still producing light.
I'm gonna put mine in too, if you didn't think that, but Is mine do the same, or is mine like?
No,
always-
no, yours stays. Yours stays lit.
I'm asking, what's that about?
I have no idea.
Can I roll insight on that?
Yes, you can.
I am not lying.
Yeah, I'm sure you did, but I'm pretty suspicious.
Yeah. Urkus seems pretty confused.
I'll ask Atari if she knows.
Yeah, Hapelri is going to look at them, and she is going to do a perception check and shake her head and say, "No, that's terribly strange. What'd you do to the flower? It was fine when I gave it to you."
Given all my history of being a Pokemon and whatnot, could I maybe do history or religion, see if this is a common occurrence or if there's any?
Yeah, you can do either of those. You can also investigate if you want, and kind of inspect all of them.
History is my best.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, 14. This isn't something you've ever heard of. These, one of the really interesting things, and you will get this on a 14. One of the really interesting things about seed lilies is after you cultivate them properly, people say the flowers have a small soul, and no matter where they go, they'll just always produce light. The Terai of the world actually will sometimes snack on these as just a small amount of energy that keeps them going, if they're terribly starving. These flowers are incredibly resilient.
Ha! Prove them wrong.
Yeah. They actually the proper way to cultivate them is on top of stones inside of running water.
I'm gonna ask Hapelri if she knows much about the flowers. She seems to be kind of familiar with them. Is she an expert on them, or what does she know?
No, she's going to shake her head, and she'll actually relay that information to you, although much less clear.
I'm gonna say to them, just real quick, I'm gonna say that this seems kind of strange. I'm kind of curious about the person we bought these from now. I might want to swing by her, or he, whatever it was, and ask him a couple of questions, if y'all don't mind, after we get done here.
Alright, before, or rather, Jessica is going to speak up and say, before you do, though, she's going to point to Hapelri's bundle. And while your guys' flowers are perfectly fine still, just producing light, both Tristan, all of Tristan's, Jessica's, and Alo's flowers, it wasn't noticeable at first, but Hapelri's flowers are starting to dim. Not as quick as Urkus's was, but the light they're giving off is less than when she put them in there originally.
Can I roll insight on Hapelri, see if she's hiding something from
her? You can.
My God.
Yeah, on a 13, you're going to see you're gonna see Hapelri just kind of looking at the same thing you're looking at, and then she looks to Urkus and just with the subtlest shake of her head, she's going to be shaking her head at Urkus, just like the don't say anything. And her head is just moving side to side just a little bit, like her nose might be moving a half an inch of how much she's shaking her head. Just maybe a half an inch to the left and half an inch to the right. You pick up on it with her rolling a 13, and your 13 matching hers.
Okay. So I'm definitely picking up like a.
Yeah,
little bit
she
of, like,
is hiding
suspicious vibe.
something.
Okay. I'm just gonna confront her about it and say, Pellery, I thought we were gonna be friends. I was really enjoying our conversation. Are you telling me everything?
She's going to. She's gonna roll a percentage dive if she keeps her mouth shut or not. High she does, low she does not. Rolling a perfect 50. She is going. Yeah, she's going to say, well, yes, there are things I'm keeping from you that I can't tell. Urkus and I are affected by something that's private.
Okay, well,
it's that.
keeping this friendship going, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a very curious soul, and I can either find out from you, or I can go back to my books, and I might find out more than you want me to find out. So it's up to you. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, one way or the other, eventually.
She is going to.
Maybe?
Yeah, you can roll the persuasion check. She's going to put her hands together and then tilt her head and say, well, see, that's the thing. Neither of us really understand it.
I love mysteries. We'll figure this out together.
And there, since you're talking next to me, I can hear them.
Yes.
Whispering.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I'll speak up a little and say, I'm almost certain that this is related to why we are taking her to the university.
Oh, you're going to the university also. That's where I was headed. Wonderful.
Me and my big mouth.
We should.
I say to myself, like, oh, wait. I'm the big mouth now.
You've been the big mouth. That's exactly why Housick wants to do with rocks.
How fortuitous. This is wonderful news. We shall go in the morning.
There is a this temple is a multi-structure affair. This is a this above this area is the bell tower entrance of the temple. You guys can see inside that there are more chambers here that are just open, but Hapelri is going to gesture outside and say, I don't feel comfortable here anymore. I think we should leave.
Are these the pools we're supposed to bathe in, though?
She nods and says, a dip of the hand's enough for me.
Okay. Sounds good for me, too. I'll do the same.
Alrighty. Jessica is going to look up at you guys and then bend down and put her hand in also. And then stand up and follow behind you.
Are we headed out? Like back to the inn?
That seems to be where her direction's taking you. Tristan? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, before we head all the way back, I wanted to swing by the person selling the flowers and just, like, inquire, inconspicuously about, I've heard of some of these flowers having their essences taken away. Do you know what could cause that? Just kind of prod and see if I can find out anything more about what would, cause that effect to happen.
Okay, the person is going to seem more than willing to answer all of your questions. Initially believing that because and they're going to explain this. There are two aspects of seed lilies. Raising them makes these amazing flowers that are, this crazy resilient thing that just spreads life wherever it goes. But in order to cultivate the flowers, they have to suck out minerals from other things. And they essentially take all of the things that are good out of the rocks and areas that they're planted in.
The flowers do?
Yes. And the where they're planted, that ground, those rock stones, and from the rivers they're in are very, very dangerous, because it is just essentially all the negative aspects of life left in that stone are just, you know, negative minerals that are not good for life. And people grind up those stones and make a powerful drug out of it. That is, yeah, that is very illegal. So as this person is answering all your questions, their answers are along the lines of, oh yeah, all these are properly raised. I made sure I disposed of the rocks, you know, under properly, and everything was, you know, taken care of to Lil Nagai's standards. You know, I'm not dealing rock lily dust. It is.
No. That's not what I'm interested in. What I'm asking is, I've seen some of these flowers grow dim, whereas other flowers don't. What would cause that to happen?
He is going to roll an insight check on that, and scratch his head and say, I've seen once before, a lady who just lost her soul bought a bundle from me. And as she did, she thought consuming the flowers would save her, and I thought I could give her a whole helping of them, and it would stop the process. But as the flowers she held, the ones that fell to the ground that she didn't eat, immediately stopped glowing.
Now, just like us, she had one also, right?
Yes.
Did hers do the same thing?
No.
So just Tristan and Hipelri?
Yeah. Or no, Hipelri and Urkus.
Oh, Urkus, sorry.
Yeah. The man's gonna shake his hands, though, and say, weirdest thing I've ever seen, though. Because I've seen Terai hold these flowers before, and they marvel at them.
I'm just gonna, kind of look suspiciously at Hipelri, and then Urkus, and then to just, see if she's kind of sharing the same type of suspicion that I've picked up on.
Jessica does not seem to be sharing it. She's just kind of looking intensely and just nodding at the man's words.
Alright, well, I'll say, well, that's very interesting. And I'll walk away. I'm done as far as that guy goes.
Alrighty.
When we're out of earshot, I'll say to Hipelri and Urkus that I'm excited about figuring this out with you guys. I can't wait to find out what this is all about. It's real friendly, not judgmental or suspicious or anything, because I'm not. I'm more interested in the mystery. If it is a mystery to them, maybe it's not, but to me it is.
Yeah, let's see. Hipelri is, or does Urkus want to share anything on it?
I'll just tell him, be careful. At least from what I know, it may end up being something very dangerous.
Yeah, Hipelri is going to laugh as you guys are walking. It doesn't seem like a. It's very forced. It is extremely forced. You guys are going to pick up on that because she rolled horribly on that deception check. She's going to laugh, and it's going to be a very forced laugh, and she's going to say, your father said a string of our souls were, cut, but it's not like we're losing our souls or anything, right? That would have happened already.
I'm just gonna give her a look really?
Yeah, I'm noting this. I'm storing this for later.
And she's going to laugh extremely loudly, yeah. I thought it was silly too.
I'm just gonna put a hand on her shoulder, it's okay. Okay.
Just stop talking now. That's all I got for this, I think. Unless you guys want to go somewhere else.
let's just get some food and rest for the night, and let's see how the guys are doing.
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty. So, you guys are going to make it back, to the inn as the, final duel is starting. It seems that, Effie, Roman, and Hausick have, torn through this line of people. There is a bloodied member of the Risen, sitting with a Sunyith order on the northern side of the tavern, closest to the stage. She is being bandaged. There are several several bruised individuals that Effie smacked half to death. Roman was polite, and I don't think he bludgeoned any of the two people he fought.
No, I smacked the second dude upside the head.
Yeah. It is a while this is still a very nice place and it is very clean. It seems that the appeal of this place is the look. The people here seem pretty downhearted now. Anyways, the final member stepping into the ring is completely armored.
Oh, that's fair.
They are. Yeah, they are going to take off their helmet with black hair falling underneath it. From what you guys can tell, it looks like a female of sorts. She is also going to take off the large bastard sword from her back and lay it aside and pick up a dueling cane. Effie's going to crack her knuckles, picking up another dueling cane, and say, "Finally, a member of a Sunyith order."
You know, it's funny that we're now running into all these female characters, but now Brock Brooks is on.
Lil Nagai is a matriarchy. However, all of these people I just rolled 50-50. Evens male, odds female. However, it does make sense though. Effie, or the woman, is going to scowl at Effie and say, "You have a privilege given to you higher than any other Terrai in this country. Where we hunt others, you sit above the law. The least you could do is show respect to the law that protects your life." Effie is going to growl and say, "I don't want your meager mercy. I want the same equality of any other citizen in Lil Nagai."
Terrai lives matter.
The woman is going to point her dueling cane at Effie, not bowing. Effie is going to grip hers and nod. They go at each other.
Before they go into it, I don't know like what's going on here, right? I don't have any idea of the rules, or it just looks like a fight to the death almost, right?
Yeah, these duels of honor are structured from actually a elven tradition in the world. You'd have a faint idea of it. They have honor duels in Arter Serai. However, it is most of the time they're only fought over slander, and they're much less official. It's just, hey, here's two canes, beat each other up, whoever wins, you know.
Wait, these ones are much less official?
And sometimes you get into a bad galley street fight.
Yeah, there's a whole arena. There's a whole area like inside of this tavern. Not like huge arena. This is probably a maybe 12 foot by 12 foot circle. that they're fighting in, and there's a railing around it that rises maybe about 3 feet off the ground.
Okay.
The
I just want to
yeah.
send Effie a message real quick. Just use a message. Just ask her if she'd like some help.
Let's see. Point your finger towards creature, whisper the target, and only a target hears and can reply. She growls. No.
All right. I'll just watch.
The Effie is going to charge forward with her cane, using this more like a longsword than a finesse rapier, and she's going to bash it against this woman's cane, as the woman is going to block her attack, kick at her feet, breaking Effie's stance, and then move and hit Effie on the shoulder. Effie loses that round. As she stumbles back, the woman is going to charge forward, attacking Effie several times. She is much more skilled with this weapon than Effie is. Effie is, as she's pushed to the edge of the rings from this attack, I'm gonna roll her a morality die. She stops, biting her lip, and begins casting a spell. The woman's going to move to hit her in the face before she can get the spell off, and Effie's going to dodge underneath it, casting Burning Hands on her and the entire direction of people
Nice.
near in that area.
Hold on a second.
I'm tired of undead things throwing fire at me.
Can I, in response... Well... You know what? No, I'll let this play out.
One more time, though. Am I in range of the fire?
You guys are not in range of the fire.
Thank God.
However, several people are. However, it seems to go around the lady's armor. Let me roll damage for that, because if they're commoners, they could die to that.
Oh, good.
Yay!
Put everybody in this nice hotel. Go away for 20 minutes.
Wow.
Start killing commoners.
I thought about stopping it, and then I was like, it doesn't concern me.
So one person is going to beat Effie's spell save, and two other people are going to fail it. As the table is about to be engulfed in flames, the woman is going to step back, jumping in front of the table, taking most of the brunt of the spell. However, they are still going to take 3 points of fire damage, 5 points of fire damage, and 5 points of fire damage. Effie, standing in the middle of the circle, begins casting another spell. The woman holds up her hand and says, "I yield." Effie stops halfway through her incantation, huffing. She immediately turns to the people behind her and starts tending to their burn wounds, as two of them are unconscious on the floor.
Is magic like not illegal in this fight?
It is not.
Dirty.
Yeah, it's not illegal. It's not honorable.
Gotcha.
That is. Everybody is kind of looking at Effie with, an expression just like disgust.
Disdain.
Yeah, and she's just gonna look around at everybody and just say, "What?"
They took out the ref. We introduced the steel chair.
Yeah.
More than that, there was totally a guy about to cast a spell on our friend.
He panicked at my greatness.
Nobody else lines up to fight her in the arena. She tucks her hands into her cloak and starts walking out.
I follow her out the door.
Okay. Or I'm sorry. She walks towards your guys' room.
I follow her towards I follow her, but I want to stop her before she gets there.
Okay.
And ask her if she still has some steam she needs to have let off, or did she get it all out of her system?
She is going to inhale and exhale before saying, I'm fine. I'm fine. Hilpelri is back there with you guys. And
I want sorry. I want to ask some stuff. I wanted to have a moment with Effie.
Okay.
I was gonna go, well, if you were still up for it, glad you're fine. I kind of wanted a better spar than what we got.
Oh.
So if you wanted to do actual sparring, go out back and release some more frustrations.
She's just going to shake her head and say, no, just seeing and interacting with the Sunyith, it just boils my blood. I just need to calm down. I'm sorry about that. It won't happen again.
All's fair.
Hipelri is going to lean forward and in Hausik's ear and say, "Ooh, you want to know stuff? If you have money, I'll tell you."
What kind of stuff?
Is anybody in earshot of this?
She rolls horribly on her stealth check, and Effie is going to cast a glance to Hilpelri and say, "My past is my past." And she puts up her hands and says, "Yeah, but it's our future." Effie's going to grab her neck and say, "Shut up." She is going to nod.
Hausik is going to look very confused.
You see, I try to tell her, don't do it, and then she does it. This is why I told her not to do it.
I'm sorry I made you deal with this, Circus.
Hausik's looking at Effie, back at, what's her name? And then it's just all kinds of...
Yeah, she lets go.
I wasn't asking about Effie, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I said it out loud or if I thought it, but when you ask what type of stuff Hipelri says about her.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's everybody.
Effie's not a mystery I care about.
Are we all downstairs or are we back at the room?
Yeah, you guys walked in to watch the end of this duel, and everybody, I assume, was, walking back towards the room.
Yeah. I just wanted to, before we went up there, I wanted to go back by the front desk. Is that one guy I got the room from? Is he still working?
Yes, you got it from the bartender. There's also a serving staff.
Okay. I just want to go up to the bartender and ask if room service has been delivered yet.
He is, he's, gonna explain, yeah, I've remember, giving you guys room, but I don't remember you paying for more than just the space. Meals are extra.
Hey, look at me. What's your name? What's your name? You know my name. What's your name, sir?
He is, going to say, Rudes. Rude.
Is this how you treat your most esteemed, prestigious, I was told this is the nicest place in town. I come here and this is how you're gonna treat me. Is this a joke?
He's gonna scratch his head and say, "Mister, I've got people I gotta answer to."
I'm just gonna start walking away and say, "Please deliver 8 meals as soon as you get a free moment, Rue."
He calls back to you and says, "Rudes."
Just still walking.
Alright.
I don't want to burn another spell. This is like all I do, so hopefully it works. If not, we can find some food tomorrow.
That's whatever. How late is it getting, Brandon?
At this point, it'd probably be about sunset. You guys could just turn in for the night and relax.
Ooh, can I? I'm terrible at intimidation. Can I try that to see if it helps, or maybe persuasion?
You can.
Which one? Better at persuasion.
I would suggest persuasion. You can try intimidation.
I feel like
How about 18?
Alrighty. On an 18, when you say that and say we'll wait, you just see him still kind of scratching his head. Doesn't seem like his mind's been made up. But does Alo just still walk away?
Yeah, I don't want to burn another. Yeah, it's getting late, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna do suggestion. I'm gonna do a portent again, my last one. I'm just gonna say, do everything I say for the next 8 hours. Anything I ask for, make it happen. And then I had the 10 on the portent. I don't know what his modifier is. My DC is 15. So if he has like +5 wisdom, he could make the save. But yeah, I'm using that roll of a 10 for his saving throw.
Okay. He is hold on, give me a second to
go ahead.
Read this. Let's see, for the next 8 hours, do everything you say. He is going to roll against that with advantage. Because that doesn't seem reasonable. The way it's worded. On advantage, though, he rolls the 10 on the first one and a 16 on the second one. What's your spell save?
15.
15? Alright, he is going to beat it, and he's going to say, hey, those magic words aren't welcomed here.
I'm sorry,
As he says that, the order is the order of Sun Yith members are going to look towards you.
It's like, are we all down here right now?
I'm doing this on my way back up. So
yeah, everybody else is by the stairwell leading to the second floor.
Effie and Housing should be like all the way up at the door, right? Like we're ahead of him.
I'll walk over to the bartender and just ask, how much for food?
You guys are at aristocratic accommodations, and I believe that's gonna be 5 gold each. Yeah, we're just gonna say 5 gold, and when I get to the page, I will tell you if that changes any. Ooh, lifestyle expenses.
Boom.
Yes, 5 gold.
Total?
Per person.
Per person.
That is extremely high.
Yeah, well,
It's
I'm
not
gonna drop
worth
40 gold right there on the counter.
Woo! And
we good?
as you drop the gold, he's gonna say, just pilgrims and travelers always come through trying to get a quick swindle. I've caught on to it on the years. You won't catch me with those words.
No, never.
It wasn't my intention, Ruse. I wanted to be nothing but a good friend and an honest patron to you, but this is how you're going to treat your customers, and don't expect many more travelers and pilgrims in the future.
He's going to nod and say, like I said, mister, I've got people I've got to answer to.
I was going to walk away, defeated.
Alright. Yeah, you guys otherwise are able to get to your room and turn in for the evening.
Gonna also pass Bruce an extra 2 gold.
As a
And
tip.
I'm a nice guy. And just be like, I'm sorry. He's a jackass.
All right, so the food that you guys are given is a it looks like a soup. However, it is chilled, and it is inside of it is a bunch of uncooked fruit. Fruits that you guys probably have never seen before. Anyways, you guys are given a fruit goulash. It is sweet and super delectable.
Ask the servant what's in it.
Let's see if they are, if they know. They are going to nod and say, beans imported from Shadowtop, pears from the Tide Gate, bananas from the Tide Gate also. A thing they have started growing in Morzia, I believe they call it pods. And then the broth is made from crushed apples and different citrus fruits from the Tide Gate.
Wait. So
I'm glad
everybody but Roman is confused by this soup.
I am really glad that you put in where each fruit is from, Brandon, because that was going to be my follow-up question.
If you guys were to look at this place, just where you guys are at, geographically, you're basically in the center of Sea Owl. So this is things from all of those different regions just kind of mixed together.
Alrighty. I'll continue eating without any more inquiries.
You're poisoned! I'm kidding.
I was worried.
I was too, but I don't have detect poison or anything, so there was nothing I could do if I let's just deal with it.
I figure at this point I've got that Luffy Magellan thing going on.
Everybody roll a con check.
Alright, so, as the...
Oh!
Yes.
How's this going to make a suggestion?
Yes.
That we do a rotating watch for the night? Just because, doesn't quite trust Hapelry not to run away and do something?
Oh, Hapelry's fine.
Who's gonna watch The Watchmen?
Anyways, who's...
How's also recommends him taking first watch.
Okay. Who wants second watch? If you guys take hour shifts, one person can, you know, take a watch throughout the night.
Except Hapelry.
Minus Hapelry.
So one person will have to take 2 watches.
Sounds like classic.
I'm an elf, so I'll just have to do a 4-hour
elect-
trance.
Okay.
I elect that we each take that we have 4 people take 2-hour watches.
Alrighty. So Howzik, 1 2-hour watch. Then Alo.
Tristan will take the second one.
Okay, Tristan, Alo, and Hapelry volunteers for 1. You guys all, I assume, decline her.
I want to be with,
We
sit
should
with her,
note that
and
we
we can
should
just talk, and
select-
I can pick her brain some more.
We should select people who have high perception if we're going to be taking watch, because it doesn't make sense. Like, I'll grant you, fighters are typically the ones that have most historically taken watches, but believe me when I say clerics and other people with high wisdom and perception are the people who...
I would like to state that our 2 fighters are the eyes of Sauron.
Yeah, they are.
Well, okay, first of all, shut up because you're monks, not fighters.
Whoa, I'm a fighter.
Also, I don't think we have a fighter in the group.
No
Just
pure fighter.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
not
say,
a fighter.
Roman is offended.
Yeah, Jessica and Roman are both have levels in fighter.
For now.
Yeah, well, they were monks first, so.
I was a fighter first.
Eat those words.
He rescued me from a kidnapping as a level 3 fighter.
Anyways, so the third person is going to be Roman? Or the fourth person is going to be Roman? Alright. Alrighty. So I'm going to roll percentage dice, and then we'll also handle Hopelry and Alo talking.
Wait, so Jessica is Jessica one of them?
No, Jessica is not taking a watch. Immediately, she locks herself in her small room.
Did she bring the box with her?
Yes.
I hope so.
It is worth stating that side of the hallway, there are no windows on those rooms.
She was.
I am going to still attempt to get in.
I was gonna say that Roman is not sleeping during House's watch.
Damn it. Never mind.
Are you gonna sneak into the room of a young lady? Wrong with you?
I was going to sneak into whichever room had that red
Reach
box.
into her box? You fiend.
I mean, hey, whatever gets me what I want to know.
Yeah, at this point, you know, Jessica has no emotional vitriol towards, you know, any of you. Like, that's not how she was raised. She was raised that she has a job to do, she does that job without, you know, without her personal concerns getting in the way. So, as Hauzik is trying to tug this box from her, you know, the most he could do is just drag her along with him. You know, she's not going to be like, hey, fuck you, what are you... And she's like, no, you can't take this box, what are you doing? She will... well, I guess Hauzik actually wouldn't know if, you know... wouldn't know anything about her combat abilities if he tried to take it by force. So...
I do not. I don't know what kind of
as far
she
as
is.
as far as Hauzik knows, she's just like clinging to this box. But anyways, yeah, for your guys's watch, Hauzik's first. Second one is Tristan. Third is Alo, and fourth is Roman. So during Tristan's watch, late in the evening, would be when Hilpelry is laying down to... She's been resting this whole time, doing minor things like reading, chit-chatting with party members. But that's when she'd really be settling into the room of, you know, not going anywhere else or not doing anything major. How would Alo approach her in this conversation? And also, you guys can put what 3 more people in this room?
Maybe.
Yeah, so you guys have the 2 people get their own room. So basically, that's the better question. Who do you guys want sleeping in their own little room? Effie would take one. Yeah, Effie would take one, so one other person gets the option to not sleep in the main room.
Well, it sounds like we're giving that to the Dark Lord.
Urkus?
No, I was gonna. I have my bedroll ready.
Put Hauzik in there. There you go.
Works for us.
Oh, how's it going to sleep in a bed?
I think my character would
get a
expect
bed.
it.
You're just
but
alone.
I'm not gonna roleplay being that much of a jerk. I really don't care that much.
Oh, he wouldn't take like the royal room to himself, or
With
take,
his
or rather,
background,
yeah.
he would expect that, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, I should get this. You know, I don't want to be that guy in the party.
Well, you know, you paid for it, so Hauzik could be
Roman-
sleeping in the bed, and you're just in there talking to them, and then you know go back and sleep in the small room.
Okay,
So
that
then,
works for me.
yeah, the whole party minus Tristan would be there. Tristan would be watching guard in the hallway. is there any specific conversation Housick would bring up? Otherwise, I'm just gonna roll Hapelry a random check.
I was completely distracted. What did she bring up?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean Housick. I meant Alo. Alo.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just
asked.
the only thing I really could be asking about right now is Ericus. Is that how you say it? Ericus?
Ericus, yep.
Ericus. He was he mentioned going to university, so I was going to maybe ask a bit about why, if they know to be at the university, what they're going there for, and just see if I can get anything about that out of her.
He's talking to her by himself. Who knows what she'll say?
Well, everybody's there in the room with her.
Okay.
When he asked that, you guys have told her, keep a low profile, but she has seen visions of this guy. She's going to say, oh yeah, I can read the future, but I'm not supposed to do it, so I'm not going to. However, it didn't happen by normal means, and I'm not exactly welcomed in some places if they found out how it happened, and a few people do know, and they've sent word ahead. But the university offers diplomatic immunity for the people who come to study there, except for Terai. They can, members of the Sunyeth can still enter the school and, But as long as my soul's there, I'm perfectly fine. She's going to look to Urkus and say, and I still really feel like I have a soul. I mean, that's something you'd feel like that's gone, right?
Why are you asking me?
And she's going to, once again, just laugh. Like, this laugh sounds much more authentic. And say, yeah, why am I asking
This is
you?
for Urkus.
I almost
This is for you, Urkus. Oh, nothing.
Oh, what were you saying, sorry?
Well, no reception.
Yeah, if Urkus wants to, hide, like,
No,
any
I
of
was
his...
just confused, like, wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, Urkus is, very socially inept.
So is that a pass or a fail for me?
On a 10 insight, Urkus looks generally confused. Looking at Hapelry, as much as you can tell, it seems that her earlier fears have faded. Seems like a genuine laugh. Like, why am I asking Urkus?
I almost feel insulted. In that I kind of have an idea, now thinking about it, but
So I guess I'll ask a little bit more is, like, Hapelry, are you just going to go to the university? What do you have all these companions with you for? How do you know them?
She is going to pause for a second and say, well, when you ask what I'm going to do, what I want to do and what I'm going to do are entirely different things. So
That's very vague.
when you say, am I just going to go to the university? I can answer that question, but I can't answer that question because I'm not allowed to.
Well, I'm not going to tell anybody. If I'm going to be going there with you, I'd like to know what we're going for. I don't want to be...
She snaps and says, oh, what we're going for is a much easier question to answer. Once I get there, we'll be safe.
Or are we not safe now?
She shakes her head and says, few people know what I can do, and each one who learns comes with... She looks towards the window and says, never mind.
Hapelry, are we friends?
Nope.
She... man, This is a very weird position this character is in. She is going to shake her head back and forth like no before it changes to up and down, and then she stops and says, "Not yet."
I'm gonna kind of like put on a sad face and say, "Okay."
She is going to slam her fists down onto the bed, the cushion, taking all of the blow of it, and say, "All right, don't ask questions about the future. I've been forbidden from answering that. I can answer the now."
All right, that's fair. So, what are you afraid of right now? Dying?
She's going to go pale and lean back and just tuck her face like straight into the pillow and scream, "The future
is open."
No, what are you afraid of now? The future is the thing I am afraid of. And she's going to look back up at the party and curse and say, "Man, let's pull ourselves out a good old fashioned curse word."
All right, I'm game.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just
I need more a little Jillian curse words.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I had to pull one of these out. Actually, the last time I had to reference this document was Group 1 in Hellenus. Just, you guys, didn't have the pleasure of meeting Group 1, but they the biggest a-holes ever, and everybody's just like, what a bunch of a-holes.
I'm an a-hole?
Anyways, Hipelri is going to look towards Urkus and Roman and say, Orien! Which you guys are both going to know is an Ililmagai swear for basically, God fuck me. And as she says it, she's going to put her hand over her mouth and say, it's just the restrictions you put on me are so hard. I'm trying to comply, though. I really do want to travel with you guys. And she's going to look towards Alo and say, I apologize. That's not befitting.
I'll say, no, I apologize. I'm asking you questions you don't want to answer, and I can respect that. I think that's enough for tonight.
Hopelry managed not to read the future a little bit. Anyways, let's see. Alright, so, Alo takes the next watch. And the final watch is by Roman. During Alo's watch, in the hallway, let's see if he is going to recognize this person. No, he's not. Alright, in the hallway, a man in half-plate armor is going to be walking up these stairs. He passes by the set of doors that Alo's standing outside of. And he stops and points at Alo and says, "Is this where the member of the university is staying?"
Are there other rooms?
Yes, there are. There's a whole hallway of rooms.
Okay, way past us. It would make sense for someone to be coming through up here.
Yeah.
And he asks, what? Is
this where the member of the university is staying?
I'm just going to shrug my shoulders and say, I'm sorry.
He gestures to his hair, waving his hand wild and frantically, and says, "She has big, wavy red hair. She works for Maphis University. What's her name? Ophim? Ophelia?"
Well, you said Mace's University. What was the university's name? I'm sorry.
Maphis University. That's the name of the university.
I was actually heading there. Do you know that area well?
He shakes his head and says, "Nope. Just come in with the message."
Oh, well, I'm heading there tomorrow. I can surely pass it on for you.
He's gonna look you up and down and says, and shake his head and say, "No, it's for her ears only." He's going to start knocking on the doors in the hallway.
Whenever he starts to go to the door, I'm gonna try to cast command on him and tell him to leave. So he gets to make a wisdom saving throw on this.
He is gonna nat 20 that. Yeah.
Alright. Is he?
Oh, go ahead.
Is he knocking? Is he knocking on the door with Effie? He's describing Effie, right?
Yeah. He's starting. He's starting at the end of the hallway, and working back.
Where is she at?
You guys are at the front of the hallway. He walked by you and is starting to work. Oh, she is across from you. She's 3 doors from the stairwell. Her door will be the first door of your guys' door that she knocks on. I'm
gonna go in there. I'm just gonna go in there real quick and shut the door behind me and lock it.
Alrighty. Effie is a vampire, and she is not asleep. She is up reading. She has a in front of her on the floor is a sheet of parchment. She has the words that Hilpelry told you earlier today. I never considered unraveling codes on lock. Sketched all over the paper and rearranged in possibly 50 different combinations of these words, letters scrambled. As you step in, she immediately puts her hand over the paper, crumpling up another sheet in her hand and closing the book she's reading, and says, "Knock before you come in. This is private."
I'm gonna say, shh. I'm gonna shush her right when she starts to make noise. I'm gonna say, "Hey, somebody's out here looking for you."
She
and also, before she jumps in, I'm gonna say, "I can make you invisible if you want to go out there and look without him seeing you."
She stands up and says, "I don't hide anymore."
All right. Well, he's waiting for you.
She steps outside, looking at the man knocking on different doors, and says, "Are you Ophelia?" She nods and says, "That's not my name. It's Effie." He nods and says, "Oh, yes. Supreme Light Pramada sent me. She wanted to see you off before you left town." Effie steps back into the room, closing the door, saying nothing to him.
I'm gonna go back and finish my watch.
Sorry,
I found her.
Yeah, the man looks and says, "Well, I think I need her to tell me if I could tell her where to meet her. I need to know if she's going to be there." He knocks back on the door. Effie yells, "Go away."
I'm gonna ask him what his name is.
He is actually a Kraylor, and not a random Kraylor.
I'm sorry. Did you? Are you looking up his name?
No. His name is like this is a established NPC. His name is actually Kraylor.
Oh, okay. I'll say, all right, Kraylor. It's nice meeting you. I'll make sure she knows how to find you.
He nods and says, "Oh, well, Supreme Light Primata won't be in town much longer. What time when are you guys heading out? I can relay the message and get a meeting spot set up."
We'll reach out to her. Thank you for your message, though. You did a great job. I'll be sure to let Her Supremeness know what a wonderful job you did today.
All right. He leaves, scratching his head, and shrugs. Alo can think that is the weirdest, worst messenger in the world.
I'm gonna go right to Effie and tell her, that last little bit. Ask her what's going
on. She is still going to. Oh, you didn't ask about her past earlier, but you did hear somebody else
and I will
asking
not.
about it. Huh?
I will not this time.
Okay. Yeah. As you step in and ask her what's going on, she's going to shake her head and say, my business with Lyra is of none of your concern."
All right, well, if you're in danger, I can help you if you need me to. If you got this, then I'll let you handle it.
She's going to shake her head and say, "No, the woman wants to be a mother that I don't need."
I understand. All right, we'll handle it however you feel is best.
She nods and says, "I will. I'll ignore her and leave."
I was gonna leave. I was gonna go back to my watch. But
No, not. Yeah, she'll shake her hand and say, "No, I'm not trying to be rude to you. I'm going to ignore her, and we're just going to leave tomorrow."
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right, sounds good. As you are, and I'll leave the room and go back to watch.
All right. That is the only significant event of the night. The next morning comes. It is beautiful sunshine within Awilnagai. The conditions are actually favorable for traveling. Do you guys just head out of town? Is there anything else you guys want to do in town?
If Halsik doesn't know anything about the conversation that happened last night on Alo's watch, then yeah, we're just Halsik's all down for just leaving town.
Yeah, Alo can choose to share the information he learned.
Man, she says it's her business. She'll keep it to herself, so I don't know the party well enough to be picking sides yet, so I'm just kind of trying not to cause any waves or step on anybody's toes.
Alright, so you guys head towards town. I'm assuming heading south.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Leaving leaving towards the south gate, Papelry is going to suggest to you guys and say, hey, the east gate is so much closer on this side of town. I mean, of course we'd have to walk, around the city walls, but, at least we'd be outside enjoying the fresh roads and the sunshine, and we wouldn't be cramped up in the city.
I really hate her roundabout way of saying you don't want to go directly south.
Why, Papelry?
Like rather than telling us reasons why we should go east, why don't you just tell us the reason why you don't want us to go south, please?
she is going to raise a finger and say, I have been expressly forbidden from reading the future, which I am not doing. It is a casual suggestion that I make because it is a thing I think that is good.
I kind of really want it to depend on her.
In that case, I think that we should go south because it is the quickest route.
Is it a lot of trouble?
Hauzik is heading south.
We're ignoring him. Is it a lot of trouble?
Hauzik is heading south.
Hilpelri is going to look at Urkus and say, somebody is waiting on us.
Huh.
Effie is going to swear and say, infernal woman?
I'm gonna turn to Effie and just be like, you know, it's the first we're hearing of this.
I guess you know who's waiting for us.
Yeah, Effie gestures towards the party and says, come on, let's take care of this. If we don't talk to her, she'll send somebody else to stalk us. And nods and says, it's Supreme Light Primata.
Oh. Okay.
Going south.
Hilpelri is going to run to catch up with the group and say, I just want you to know I tried not to read the future, and I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Don't worry.
So what you're saying is you failed in that regard.
She's going to say, not so much as failed, as just, you know, tried my best, and the finish line is just a little bit further in front of me.
You tried.
And she's gonna nod and say, it's not like I can control what they're saying.
No, I understand. That's why I said you tried.
There's
no sarcasm in my voice.
Yeah.
Does everybody reach up with Hauzik, or are you just going to be meters ahead? Because he didn't wait for a decision.
Hauzik's going to be meters ahead as leading the party, and I mean everybody is still within sight of you. You guys get to the south gate, and Supreme Light Primata is there with what seems to be an entire squad of not order members, not order members, and not risen members of discipline, but an entire squad of soldiers, of like actual like armed bannermen holding flags, and they are lightly geared, not like full knights. Like she has a very small army with her.
Well, how many guys are you talking?
A squad's like what, 50?
Oh.
Like, don't instigate anything.
Let's see.
I had to make sure, because if you slapped that zero off, I
Squad
could take it.
and army size. 8 to 24. So yeah, she'd be on the 24 side.
Damn.
Anyways, this is incredibly out of place for a Lil Nagai, because other than their navy and the church, a standing army is just a recent year thing. Anyways, standing outside the gate, Lyra is going to smile and say, "Oh, you got my message. I'm so happy. It's just, we've gone so long without seeing each other, Ophelia." Effie is going to look towards the army and say, "I see you're putting the Sky Queen's money to good use." She nods and says, "Yes, they protect the border, but I'm also important too." And she's gonna place her hands together and say, "So that riddle concerns me. I have resources available to me. I want to help you." Effie is going to look and say, "This is not a matter that concerns you."
Halsey chimes in. I'm willing to take any advice you have as far as code breaking goes. I want to know what this riddle means.
Can you take him? You want to do a resource trade? Use a good resource.
Lyra is going to clap and say, "That's wonderful. Actually, we don't have to trade. I could give you 5 of my soldiers. I mean, I have about 10,000 more."
Ma'am, I'm worth 5 of your soldiers.
Wait, so I'm going to be a part of her army, and you're going to get 5 rando soldiers.
No, she's going to shake her hand and say, "You don't have to give me anything. I don't need this." And by this, like, she gestures at Hausick. Not, I don't need him. I don't need, like, this.
You're
very
yeah,
very objectifying.
How's going to point out that without this, she wouldn't know anything.
Damn!
She is going to nod and say, "Oh, that is very true. I suppose I could just send all of my soldiers with you and then personally see to the matter myself that this gets solved."
Why do we need soldiers to crack a code? They don't seem intelligent enough to do anything but crack heads.
Papa Drake always says ship only needs 1 anchor. And I think we have 3. Wow, that lost everybody.
She is, when you say that, she's gonna look and say, "I don't sail much."
I was going to look and say, "I don't either."
Seriously. I'm the dumb one.
She's going to look towards Effie and say, "You remember when you were a child, you used to play so nice with me." Effie is going to shake her head and say, "I was 120 when I met you."
I was gonna be like, wait a minute. Lyra's smile is going to be faded and say, "You'd think after all these years that fire inside you would die and you'd learn just a little bit of respect." Effie is going to look towards the soldiers and once again, in the same fashion of yesterday, start cracking her hands and say, This is a matter that concerns the university. There's a reason they send people like me to do these jobs. Am I going to have to remind you of that?
Hands are going in the pockets.
Is no one going to try and talk this down?
Nope.
No.
Alrighty.
We apparently think we could take 24 soldiers.
Yeah. Outside the gates of...
outside... Jordan apparently is having communication problems.
Okay.
I don't really know enough about what's going on to...
Okay, there it goes. Alright, I'm in back.
So we're all in this? How did they manage to speak on my behalf? I'm just kind of sitting here watching.
I am also very confused. I just got back into the chat. What the hell just happened?
Lyra invoked, hey, you remember when we used to be, like, really close? You played well as a child, and you're not playing well now. Effie said that she was 120 when she met Lyra, and Lyra responded with, "You'd think after all these years you'd learn some respect." Effie said there's a reason why I am in the position I am in, and they send me to do the things they send me to do. Do you need me to remind you? That is where you came back in at. She is cracking her knuckles and staring down these 25 people in front of her.
Okay, so
let me just ask, like the Supreme Chromata Lady, like what is her role in the world and
as a
church, government?
Yeah, as a Supreme Light, she is a semi-elected governor of a region. So there are 6 regions that would be like states or city-states in Ililnagai that make up the entire country.
Okay. Better question. How bad would it be if we killed her?
Oh, it would be awful. Like this is this would be like this would be like killing, the governor of a state.
Okay. Instead of killing her,
is she basically Rick Scott? Or
we are outside a major city where people can see us.
Yeah.
So
the pecking order, and this is things you guys would know. The pecking order: Alilia, the god of creation and life, complete supreme authority in Ililnagai.
Real quick, who's our charisma person?
Howzik.
Okay. Tristan will. I'm going to use the aid another action to give Howzik advantage on his presumably persuasion check that he's about to roll.
Let me ask a few questions. And,
I feel like lying's the better idea.
All
I just want to jump in and ask her. I'm going to say,
whatever. You have advantage on whatever you're doing next.
Excuse me, Supreme Lights Chromata, is an individual charged with a crime or under arrest?
She shakes her head and says, I've never known the Sunyith to deal in secret. No, this is a matter that is just very concerning, and one that I think should be properly inspected.
I don't know what's out of character. I don't know what like the legal system's like in this world, but I would imagine this kind of seems like it's outside the bounds of a normal investigation.
I mean, the only law I know of is the flowchart goes, "Hey, do you follow religion? Yes? Cool. No? So the gallows."
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you guys, like how the law functions. She is there is the Sky Queen ahead of her, and then the priests are the High Prophet in charge of the Sunyith ahead of Lyra, and then Lyra's the next highest authority. Her authority is as a judge, basically deciding what is and isn't the law. That's what the Supreme Lights are chosen for.
So, Howzik's gonna step in and go, how about you let us solve the riddle? When we find out what it means, we will contact you and let you know. You know I'm good on my word. I've already proven this once.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I'm lying through my teeth. I ain't gonna tell her shit.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Deception?
Yeah.
He has advantage.
Alright.
24.
She is going to inspect you in that same way she did the first time. Just rubbing her chin, looking over you, and then she's going to smile and snap. The soldier nearest to her is going to step forward, handing her a small box. She is going to, as she's smiling, she's going to say, "And that's all I wanted to hear. Ophelia, I do hope that you take care." She hands the box towards Howzik.
Howzik takes the box. What is it?
Opening it, there is a single stone in there with a rune etched into it. House can assume what it is, or roll an Arcana check, or you can ask her.
Excuse me. I'm assuming it's a communication room where I can speak to her after I solve the puzzle and let her know what's going on.
Maybe you should inspect it in case it's a spine stone.
Alright, I'll inspect it and see if it's a spy stone.
Arcane objects, if you'd like me to look at it.
I have proficiency in arcane objects as well.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, it's a magical.
Do I? What? What do I need? What do I need?
Oh
to
yeah,
leverage?
it's a magical. No, it's not. That your Arcana check. That's a what? Nat 1? Or no, I'm sorry. Why is that gray? It's a it's a 5. Yeah, an 8. Yeah, it's a magical there, buddy.
I'm going to use my inspiration to make that a 20.
Yeah, on a 20, Housick would recognize these as sending stones. However, you know, this wasn't his area of expertise, and
I mean, it's obviously not. Yeah, my area of expertise is more weapons.
Yeah. As far as he knows, they're just sending stones.
Yeah, so cool. I can send messages. Exactly what I thought it was.
Oh.
Alright, shall we continue? We have a long road ahead of us.
As you guys, good mother fudging lord. As you guys say, yeah, shall we continue? Supreme Light Pramada is going to gesture down the road and say, yes, you should. You guys do have such a long journey. Take care. Everybody.
Can I insight that?
Yes.
I am also going to insight that.
All right.
You know what? Before
Yep,
you
take
say
care.
anything,
Gotcha.
let me- How bad do I do?
Two nat ones.
Alright, let me see what I can do here.
3 nat ones. 3 nat ones.
Cool.
17, smith 3.
17 club!
That one club.
We miss our high fives.
21. Yeah, Tristan's going to be the only one here. Like, everybody is like staring intensely at Lyra, just like, you know, what just happened in this exchange? And Tristan's like looking at her, and he's like looking like, why is everybody looking at her? And Tristan is going to notice that there are only 7 of you here.
Who's missing?
Oh.
Yeah, and easily just looking down the road to where she is gesturing. Hopelry is just very subtly kind of just scooting down the road on the stone walkway, just ever so often taking a step to, now it's to the point where she is kind of power walking away, not at a full out sprint yet. It doesn't seem that anyone had noticed her.
Which way is she going?
Really? Twice in one session.
Wow. Alright,
I'm not
Going north or
comfortable with
south?
this.
She escapes your gaze, man. That's...
She rolled a 23 on her stealth check there, and with disadvantage, rolling 2 19s.
I need to be level 9.
so,
Now, I want to explain very, very clearly what happened here. She gestures down the road and says, yes, you guys do have a long journey to go. Turning to look down the road, and then all of you guys just lean in and start staring at her. And Tristan starts looking at everybody like having the stare off and is like, what are you guys doing? And then, just kind of notices, where's Hapelry? At this point, the Supreme Light is going to be getting very suspicious of you guys and say, stop staring at me, go.
We turn and head on our way, chasing down Hapelry. As a note, Brandon, if Hapelry decides to break out into a full-blown sprint, I'm going to cast Whole Person on her.
Okay.
I'm gonna outrun her. That's what I do.
Well, I mean, of course you are. She's going to be paralyzed.
Well, I mean, that's assuming that she rolls poorly on her wisdom save. But also, what we know about this woman is that she kind of technically exists outside time. So she may just be able to jump to a timeline where she succeeds on that saving throw. We have no idea the extent of her powers.
Good way to explain legendary.
No, she doesn't exist on multiple timelines. Multiple timelines talk to her.
Okay.
You don't know that?
Yes, I do. Because Housick interrogated the shit out of her and got her life story.
Okay. And you're absolutely sure that she's full truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
So help you, whatever
Okay.
deity.
Yes.
You guys
Help
go
you a
power
deity
walking.
that you don't believe it?
I'm running.
You guys go, sprinting after Hapelry. Hapelry.
I don't. Tristan
Okay.
just saunters along.
Hapelry is going to look back at you guys very briefly and put up a shawl over her head as she keeps walking. She is going to lower her head as Lyra also looks in the direction of you guys, her entourage watching you leave the city. As you guys catch up to Hapelry, who slows down her pace, she is going to talk to you guys with a very exasperated breath and say, "For a second, I thought I could change fate." She drops.
How'd that work out?
She says, "Wonderful," until you guys started sprinting after me. She drops her shawl, looking back and finally making eye contact with Supreme Light Primata, and say, "And she's noticed me, and she's going to kidnap me in the future."
Oh, good. I don't want to hit that woman.
We'll just have to make sure she doesn't find out about you.
Why didn't you just stay still and kept behind everybody?
She is going to respond with, "Well, I thought if I just never had a face-to-face and she never looked at me, we never talked, she never saw me, I just wouldn't exist to her." What you guys did, however, did save Hapelry, because the Supreme Light was about to look down the road and, just see her walking away like, "Wait, who's that?" And then everybody just stared at her, and she stopped and looked at you guys, and I was like, "Hapelry gets away! She just changed the future!" And then everybody sprinted after her, and it's like, "Oh, who is that? Wait, why is she with them?" So, yeah, it was an almost there.
Nice
changed
going,
the future.
guys.
We changed the future. Good job, guys.
Yeah, you
Go
put
us.
it back to the way it was.
We saved the time for
We are going to end there for the night, and well, I was going to end earlier and just start next session with combat, but good job, Jordan, because
Hey.
she would have straight up fought you guys,
And it wouldn't have, wouldn't have been
she would have lost too.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a complete blowout.
We can't trust Effie for a diplomatic situation.
Yeah, Effie is your guys's basically your guys's ringer in a fight or a knowledge thing. Like if you need her to solve something, she's smart about stuff, but she is not subtle.
Yeah. Also, 25 guards can eat it in the face of ice storm.
Yeah.
Or, depending on the situation, I could throw out Spirit Guardians instead, which is an AoE around me that also halves the movement of creatures that are within the radius.
Yeah. When they come out of the ice storm, I'll push them back in.
Well, Ice Storm only lasts for 1 round, but it does make the area difficult terrain.
I like having friends instead of enemies.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of attacks.
Friends that don't know you're not really gonna help them.
I mean, friends that don't know that, like, friends are friends. Whether you use them and treat them as friends or not is a different story.
So, Brandon, I think I misunderstood. So we actually did change the future. She just doesn't realize. Or is it that we didn't change the future?
I think we changed it and then we fixed it.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys after the session. I'm just going to schedule your guys' next session is on the 3rd of that doesn't seem right. The 3rd of March.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 3rd of March.
Okay.
I think you're thrown off by February being a 28-day month.
Yeah, did we play twice this month? Yeah, you guys played on the 3rd. Okay, yeah, I try and make sure every group gets at least 2 sessions a month in. Alright, so yeah, the 3rd of March is the next session, and then alright, you guys don't have a session on the Ides of March. That would be terrifying. Anyways,
that's 15.
Yeah, the experience for tonight's session, finding out a little bit more about what's going on with, or rather, having an inclination about what's going on with Urkus and Hapelri. What's her name? Supreme Light Primata and Effie have a somewhat checkered past of closeness and now not closeness. Effie has serious beef with the Sun, yeah. The duels, yeah, helping out with the duels too. I'm just gonna grant bonus experience for that. And adding a new member to the party tonight.
Yay!
Glad to be here.
Welcome to this group of misfits.
I'm gonna say 2,200 experience for everything, with just 200 experience for the helping out with the fights. Anything oh, you know what? I'm going to give Roman and Alo inspiration.
Nice.
And
my gosh.
Marcus, yeah, inspiration tonight.
I actually didn't have.
Or what?
Alo for questioning Hapelri until she lost her etiquette and started swearing. Urkus for more slips of the tongue, which are very inappropriate. And Roman for just like, shit, there's poison, whatever. This is pretty much what I deal with, like, on a day-to-day basis.
I thought it was pretty badass. Like, whatever, rips it out of her hand.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna end the broadcast there. But